This Monero Matteo video is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Safely store, send, receive, and trade your Monero on Cake Wallet on Android and iOS. This GoPro is awesome, Lootz. Thank you so much. Look how beautiful this is. People enjoying the day. This is David State Park in North Carolina. And so it is a beautiful morning out. Could not be nicer. And I needed to get out of my house and I needed to get away from the desk. I put out a lot of content lately and I've been needing to work on my catechumen. And there's just more and more information coming in that I need to do reports on and everything like this. And you know what, I just threw up my hands and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And plus I had some family stuff I need to do. So we are out in North Carolina and I imagine we're going to be shifting around a little bit, going to different places. I wish I had my Monero stickers come into the mail. I didn't receive them though, not yet. So hopefully I receive those soon so that I could start my guerrilla assaults, right? Get those stickers everywhere, get the word out. But hopefully when I'm back, they'll be there. But nevertheless, thank you, Lootz, for the GoPro. This is awesome, and I think this is going to make our nature walks much nicer. So, I also want to thank all of you who are sharing the links, getting the word out. I sees you. Getting onto the Reddits and onto the Telegrams. I appreciate that, guys. You know how key this info is, not trying to be prideful. Somebody had even said, you know, you might be one of the, if not the most underrated people in crypto. I'm not going to make that claim, but you made that claim. Your word's not mine. And again, don't want to be prideful. That's not good for the soul. But nevertheless, I think that we do have some pretty good content. Check this out, guys. Could you imagine living on one of those homes? Wow. Mountains overhead. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Look at that. Crikey, mate. Amazing stuff. But today, I wanted to express my gratitude to you guys and just let you know that the content is going to continue to flow. We're going to have more nature vids. So we're probably not going to be going as in-depth as we typically do, but we're still going to get the news and the takes out there for you guys. And I'll be back at the desk at some point here, maybe a couple weeks from now. I brought my mic in case I found a place that I could do the work. But for now, I'm just hoboing it, you know, living a little bit simply. I'm in my car, sleeping. I'm eating, you know, canned foods. Sometimes you just got to humble yourself in order to get checked back into reality. And the pride that you guys give me with, you know, all of the love that you send my way, I appreciate it. Not good for my spirit though, and that's one of my weaknesses. I can get caught up in that. I can get caught up in lust. I can get caught up in all of these things. And so being out here in nature, being away from it all, even though I'm kind of not going to be, because we have to continue to do the work. It's a very important time. It restores my spirit and it gets me rebalanced. So that is why we're out here to one degree. But there are some things to talk about. First, there is a new initiative in the CCS world, and that is the Community Crowdsource Project. I believe that's the acronym for Monero. And there's a great new initiative, guys. I highly encourage you guys to support this. This is the Seraphis, I believe is the name of it, initiative. And this is going to, first off, be very good for Monero, but it's also going to be very good for something called Haveno. And you guys have heard me talk about that before. Haveno, yeah, it's called Seraphis. I'll put the link below, but it's a private, decentralized, peer-to-peer exchange, which is going to be based on Monero. So not only is that going to be good for Monero, that's going to increase the liquidity, it's going to increase the use case, because you're going to be able to get whatever cryptos that you want privately and peer-to-peer, so you're not going to need the centralized exchanges. They're not going to be able to track and trace what you're doing on there. So a lot of people are going to flock over there because people are going to wake up to the fact that everything that they're doing on these exchanges is being taxed, and taxed in a way they can't even imagine. Like, most people don't know, every time that you transact one crypto to another, even if you're one of these traders doing dozens of trades a day, those are capital gains that you got to record. So like, so many people are going to avoid the headache of having to deal with that, and so they're going to go to Haveno. Now, I don't recommend that you do not pay your taxes. I always recommend you follow the law. I always recommend you do what the law tells you to do, right? I have to. But I'm just saying, a lot of people are going to figure this stuff out, and they're going to go to an exchange like Haveno. And BISC is problematic. We've talked about the issues with BISC. And there was a post on Reddit today of somebody commenting like, hey, I'm starting to get worried about tainted Bitcoin, man. Like, I just realized I don't know where I'm getting this Bitcoin from, and I don't know if it's tainted or not. I don't know if the exchanges are going to take it. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of problem. Exactly. Right? And I know I have the Bitcoin shirt on today. I haven't changed my clothes in a couple days. I know, nasty, but we out here, we getting dirty and we getting grimy, living like the animals that we are. But look, yes, Bitcoin can be totally tainted, and on BISC you can be totally tracked, and none of that is good, or at least it's not preferable, right, to something like Monero and the coming Haveno. But let me get back on topic. Why is Seraphis important? Well, Seraphis is important because that's going to help develop the multi-sig element of all of this. And if you don't know how multi-sigs work, it's basically when two people are able to get into one wallet, and it's trustless. And it's sort of like with the Lightning Network, right? With the Lightning Network, you get into these multi-sig addresses with different people you want to have dealings with. You guys put your Bitcoin into one address, and then you exchange that stuff back and forth. And so there are no transactions taking place on chain. It's taking place on the wallet itself, which cuts down a lot on transaction fees. You don't have to be on the network doing these things, so it's more private. Now, I don't know if Haveno is going to be like that, but from what I understand, you need to have the multi-sig addresses set up in order for that to be developed. So that's going to be really key. That's why I need to fund it. How you doing?
Hello.
But yeah, that's got to be funded, guys. Go check that out. It's going to be really key so that we can have exchange with each other off these centralized exchanges. And if you've watched our Coinbase videos, if you've been in tune with the developments going on with some of these centralized exchanges, like, you know, Binance being under investigation by multiple countries, and Coinbase working with Secret Service and working with the IRS and Homeland Security and all this stuff, I mean, gosh, you don't want to deal with all that, especially when Coinbase won't list our nice Monero. Now, some people in the community are like, oh, well, we shouldn't worry about Coinbase listing Monero. There are a bunch of crooks over there. It's actually a testament to Monero's greatness that they're not listing it, you know, because they're just a bunch of pumper and dumpers over there. You know, and it's true because, you know, I made a tweet about this. On Coinbase, they've got Shibu, Inu, and Dogecoin listed, and they pump this stuff. They're like, check out Shibu. It's our newest coin on the exchange. You'll love it. It's completely worthless. And they even say it's a meme coin, which is another way of saying it's worthless. And they promote de facto gambling on their exchange. I mean, it's essentially a casino on Coinbase. So the fact that they don't have Monero listed, no big deal. Maybe it's a good thing that it's not part of that particular community. But nevertheless, I still make the case that it would open a lot of people up to the potential to get Monero. It would get on more people's radars. And so it's a question of whether or not it would be, for the most part, good, for the most part, bad. You can make utilitarian arguments either way. But yeah, check out Seraphis. That's going to be important for humanity as a whole. Private, decentralized peer-to-peer exchanges, and they want to implement atomic swaps as well. And atomic swaps are already going on for Bitcoin and Monero. They're being integrated into more simple user interfaces now so that people like me could understand what the heck I'm doing if I'm going to be doing that. And so that's a great development as well. But going back to the Bisq thing we were just talking about, I keep making this argument, but I think it's going to become ever more relevant. And again, this is going to like increase the inflows into Monero massively. Well, you don't know if the Bitcoins are tainted. And if you're receiving your Bitcoins off a decentralized exchange, you don't know where they're coming from. And so are you going to trade your precious Monero for something like Bitcoin? If you're in the know about this stuff, right? And most of the people in Monero now, they know. I think that the price action of Monero has shaken out the weak hands, and the people who are still into this stuff are the true believers. They're the ones who get it. They're the ones who understand that there isn't like this inflation bug FUD, which I consistently run into online. There isn't this price manipulation going on, or maybe there is. I mean, I've talked to Kevin a lot about that. He seems to think that's the case, but you know, people are shying away from this stuff for many different ancillary reasons, and it's the people who get it, the people who understand what we've talked about here on the channel, who are into this stuff, who understand tainted Bitcoin, who understand the fungibility of Monero, who understand the scalability of Monero versus Bitcoin, the issues with the Lightning Network, and the superiority of Monero as a whole. And even people who are into this stuff, they get that private cryptos just on the macro with everything going on. Even if you don't even understand all that stuff, it's just like, yeah, I don't want to be on the grid, thanks. You know, I just want to be out of that cell, that financial gulag that they're setting up, right? So, you know, I don't think there's going to be too much traffic going from Monero into Bitcoin. Not that there aren't some competitive advantages. Like, you know, with Bitcoin, you could put your Bitcoin up on BlockFi and get like, you know, 4% interest, which ain't bad. But look, here's another interesting development going on. You have the secret network getting up and running. And I haven't talked too much about the secret network. That's an interesting development going on in DeFi right now, private DeFi in particular. Sorry, I just want to make sure I know where I'm going here. I guess I'll just keep following the path. But yeah, private DeFi is coming, guys. Private DeFi is coming. It's coming in hot. The secret network had an issue about a month ago, which is why a lot of the Darrow boys are saying that, hey, you should just hop on over to Darrow. They're probably going to be competitors to a certain degree, Darrow and the secret network. But the secret network's already got smart contracts going on the main net, and they're pretty private, especially if you use Monero. And there's been more activity in regards to that happening. And so you can do yield farming, you could loan out maybe your Monero. And so that's going to make people think, okay, well, I can just do DeFi with, you know, Monero. And if Haveno comes out and you can get access to all these coins, because one of the main attractions of Bitcoin is, of course, it's one of the big liquidity pools and stepping stones to getting to many other cryptos, right? That you can't buy simply with cash on places like Coinbase or Kraken. And so, you know, if you can go to Monero and you can get to other cryptos, if you can go to Monero and you can get to DeFi, you can go to other places as well, like the Conceal Network. From Conceal Network, you can get privately onboarded to the Ethereum DeFi sector. You can get onto the Binance DeFi sector using the Conceal Network functions that they have for that. You can get wrapped Conceal Network. You can get into the spaces that way. But look, private DeFi is coming. Private decentralized peer-to-peer exchanges are coming. This is going to be enormous. Like, I can't underestimate or overstate this enough. So, in my opinion, the value proposition for Bitcoin against things like Monero are going to continue to decrease as the developments go on. And a lot of people are sleeping on these developments. They're getting caught up in the Bitcoin hype. Oh, cool, the ETFs are coming, which means more regulation, which means more players getting involved. Oh, cool, look at the United States mining more Bitcoin now. Isn't it so great that China isn't so much on the scene? No more centralization. We talked about that. Go check out our video on Bitcoin censorship and centralization. that's a real concern. Apparently 35% of the hash rate is now being mined in the United States. And, you know, Jiraj Bednar makes the claim that, hey, you just need like 10% of all the hash rate to be pretty much regulated by OFAC in order for you to have a serious problem with blacklisting of addresses, which we're seeing expansions of. So, again, guys, we're ahead of the curve. Keep the faith. I know the price isn't that attractive. The price movement isn't that attractive. But at some point, I'm telling you, at some point, it's going to go nuclear. It's going to go nuclear. People are going to wake up to this. And there are so many different, you know, points at which people are going to say, hey, that's bad. You know, a private crypto would be great right about now. And you're starting to see a little bit more of this. You're starting to see it sniggle in to the consciousness of some people. Like, people are going to have ever more dissonance in regards to this stuff. We were talking about Pompliano the other day about, you know, we need to value financial privacy more, guys. The IRS is getting busy. Okay. And then you're going to tell people to buy Bitcoin after that? So people are going to figure this stuff out again. So, yeah, those are good developments happening. Seraphis, private DeFi. Bitcoin just went over 60,000. And yes, I know I'm wearing the Bitcoin shirt. I think it's, well, my personal opinion is it should be listed as $0.00. That's my personal opinion. Is the market going to reflect that? Probably not. The market is stupid. The market has a bunch of gamblers in there who don't understand anything of what's going on, which is why we need to get the word out, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, great things happening. Great things continue to happen. Don't look at the price, guys. Just sit tight and get ready to rock and roll. It's Monero Matteo. Love you guys a long time. Check out the social media, the donation links below. If you want to do like a private super chat, send me a donation and include in there like a message that you want me to give to the crew in the memo section. Just type it out, send it, I'll receive it. You can do it on the concealed network too, Zeno, Monero's Cake Wallet, all that stuff. It's down below. I have my Bitcoin address too, but you know where that's going if you send it to me. But that's it, guys. That's it. Thank you again for the continued support, for sharing those links, and getting this intel out to the world, which desperately needs it. All right, God bless.